Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian and I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here in Western Canada. Students, this class is an IELTS speaking lesson. We are focusing on the speaking interview, which is one of the 4 sections of the IELTS. It is done separately. It takes 12 to 15 minutes where you have to show your best verbal English. And that's what we're going to practice today. You will learn some strategies on how to best approach this part of the exam. Welcome Jasmine, Ariadna, Yusha, Mohammed. Welcome Carolina, our chat moderator, everybody. You will see her in blue. I'm paying attention to the chat, to your questions, comments, interactions in the class right here. So please feel free to ask me questions, to ask Carolina and your peers questions. This lesson, everybody, is brought to you by aehelp.com for academic IELTS. Visit us here. We help thousands of students every single day. Join the premium version by clicking this big red button right over there. It's a one-time payment. You get lifetime access. We're an IDP affiliate, a British Council partner, an IELTS test registration center. It's a one-time payment. And it's only about 30 to 50 bucks US, and you get extra live classes like this each week, as well as tons of materials, practice exams, interactive courses, general IELTS, gieltshelp.com. Please visit us here, click that big red button, and then type in the code together at 9 for an extra 10% discount on those websites. All right, students, today's lesson, the focus of part 2. So the IELTS speaking is 3 parts. Part 1, some general questions about hobbies, music, dance, art, and so forth. Part 2 is where you have to speak for 1 to 2 minutes on a topic. In this case, it's going to be the topic of enhancing your mind, so making your thinking better, some kind of exercise or some kind of a strategy that you've discovered or learned to help you think better. I'm going to show you what those questions look like so you can already kind of start to prepare your ideas for this part 2. So you'll see we have some warm-up questions about your passport and so on. Part 1 will focus on talking about sleep, which I'm sure many of us can get some more of if we had the time. And then part 2 will focus on this concept of making your thinking better. So talk about an exercise you have thought of doing to help you think better. Think about that question. Think about these questions. What is the activity or exercise? Where did this idea come from? How can this practice help you improve your thinking? And what do or did you need to make this idea a reality? Students, these questions are also in the video description before these classes, so you can always check them out there in the future. Okay, Muhammad Amin Abdullayev, thank you for saying that. That's really encouraging. I'm glad you like these videos. Again, for lots more videos, visit us on our website. And you can also join us on our apps, Academic IELTS Help and General IELTS Help in your app stores. You can link those apps to the websites aehelp.com and gieltshelp.com. When you're a premium user, we send you links every single week for those extra classes on Thursdays and Fridays. This is the link right here. You can check that out for premium users. Use this to review classes. And for Instagram, follow us on IELTS_AEHelp or GIELTSHelp. And if you still have questions, send me an email, adrian@aehelp.com or admin@aehelp.com. Hang in there. If you like this class, like us, subscribe to our channel. You will get lots more help throughout each week. Tomorrow, premium students, you've got task 2 writing, and you've got another speaking session on Friday. Today, students, we will be using Zoom to talk to each other. So this isn't just me talking and you typing. You will have a chance to talk with me, speak with me, listen to your peers, and really get a good idea of the speaking section. Again, for those of you who are chiming in the last few days, we are starting these classes at 14:30 UTC, as we just had daylight savings here in Canada and the US, which means that we turned our clocks back by an hour. You can check out this video for more learning. Okay. Freezing Genius, thank you. You guys are awesome. So many nice compliments in the class this morning. Okay, let's get right into the speaking, everybody. So you go to your speaking exam and you go early. Okay, please show up to your speaking interview 1 hour before your interview starts. In that 1 hour, find some other candidates, other people to talk to. Switch to English. Turn your brain into English, so that when you go and speak with the examiner, you're feeling confident and fluent. Okay, you feel like, hey, I've been talking English for the last 30 minutes. This is great. Let's go. Let's do this. All right. Then the examiner will begin by introducing the test. They will say, welcome to the speaking section of the IELTS exam. My name is Adrian. I will be your examiner. May I see your identification? Okay, when you go to the face-to-face exam, you need to take the same ID with you that you used to register. Please make sure you have it, otherwise they'll tell you to go home. They will look at that 20 minutes before you meet the examiner, and then the examiner will ask for it too. They will say, may I see your identification? And you can say, yes, of course. Here is my ID that I used to register and check in just 20 minutes ago. Please take a look. Okay. So nice and loud and clear, students. We want loud, confident language. Okay. If you're in a place where you can use your loud voice, please do in this class. So speak and repeat. Copy what I say. Copy how I say it. I use a very clear form of West Coast North American English. You hear it in movies and so forth. So just copy me. May I see your identification? Yes, of course. Here is my ID that I used to register and check in 20 minutes ago. Please take a look. Okay, good. Freezing Genius has an answer for us. Freezing Genius says, yes, of course. Here's my ID that I used for registration for this test. You can take a look. Instead of you can take a look, Freezing Genius, let's say please take a look, okay? It just sounds better. Sounds like more of a request. So please take a look. And yes, of course, here's my ID that I use for registration. You need the noun here, okay? You want these first few answers to be perfectly accurate, and you want them to be nice and fluent, okay? So that's how you want to start. Then they'll ask for your name, and they'll ask you a couple of general questions. They'll ask you a question like, where do you live? Okay, give me a nice full sentence answer. Again, fluency and structure. So always see what you're talking about. I live in a 4-bedroom detached house in the suburbs of Victoria, which is the capital city of British Columbia, the most western province of Canada. Okay, so small to big, I would talk about my house, my neighborhood, my city, my province, my country, right? All in one sentence, okay? So where do you live? I live in a 4-bedroom detached house in the suburbs of Victoria, which is the capital city of British Columbia, the most western province of Canada, okay? That's going to get the examiner thinking like, this student prepared. This student is fluent. This student gives accurate answers, all in the makings of a band 9. Okay, in our class, Yusha Ibnir says, I live in Madaripur, which is located in the northeast side of Bangladesh, beside the capital. Okay, Kathmandu. Okay, again, make sure you learn these very, very accurately, okay, Yusha? So you don't want to make any mistakes with verb form, for instance. No mistakes on these questions, okay? They're technically not marking you, but in their head, they're already thinking about your band score, okay? So pay really careful attention to that. Okay. And then they switch to part one. Again, students, we're just going to do one or two more questions like this with the chat, and then we're going to switch to live audio speaking with you. So get ready. Download Zoom if you don't have Zoom. We're going to use Zoom in a moment. Carolina, can you drop that Zoom download link just for some people who might not have it on their phones or laptops? I think probably a lot of you have it, but if you don't, install Zoom so we can talk to each other in a couple minutes here. Okay, so thanks, Carolina. So the examiner will say, okay, let's talk about sleep. How many hours do you sleep in a day? Okay, now you don't get to see questions, you only hear them, students, so be mindful of that. Okay, make sure you practice your speaking with only hearing sometimes. And you only hear them once, usually. You can ask the examiner to repeat the question, but they might not. Okay, so careful. Try to catch it on the first go. Thanks, Carolina, for the Zoom link. So again, the examiner will say, how many hours do you sleep in a day? Okay, Aisha, very good. I love to see students answering these questions in the chat. Make sure you say them as well when you're answering these. Okay. Aisha says, I usually sleep around 6 to 7 hours a day, sometimes more on weekends, especially if I'm tired or not feeling well. Aisha, that's a good start, and it's perfectly good English, but it would still only get you about a band 7. So the examiner would say, okay, that's good English. But is it very good English? Is it very good communication? Is it expert communication? I think some examiners might think it's missing the reason and details, okay? And again, the best way to do that, and do it early, students, remind yourself early to do this, is give explanations and examples, okay? So you can say, for example, when I get 7 hours of rest, I feel recharged and ready for the day. Fortunately, last night I got a solid 8 hours, so I feel great for this exam. Okay, so 2-3 sentences is where your mind should be for each of these questions. So Aisha, this would be like your band 9 on average. Okay, does that make sense, everybody? So think answer, think explanation, think example. Again, just try it. How many hours do you sleep in a day? I usually sleep around 6 to 7 hours, sometimes more on weekends, especially if I'm tired or feeling exhausted. When I get this much rest, I feel recharged and ready for the day. Fortunately, last night I got a solid 8 hours, so I feel great for this exam. Okay, it's a little bit more. You don't always need that example, but 50% of the time, it's a good idea. Examples are very powerful for coherence and for empathetic language. So definitely include them as much as you can. Okay. All right. So Mohammed has this answer. Let me show you this one. How many hours do you sleep in a day? So Mohammed Isini says, it depends. Usually when I have university, I try to go to bed early to recharge my energy, but during the weekends, I stay up late playing online games with my friends. Okay, so this would be a band 6. Even though it's almost perfect English, it's fluent, couple of sentences, it's a band 6. Why, students? Why does Mohammed only get a band 6, which is fluent English, but does not get good English or very good or expert. Why? I would like you to really think about this because I'm hoping it will change the way you're thinking so you can get... Mohammed, very good. I love how you answered your own question. That's awesome. Mohammed, thumbs up to you, my good person there. Yeah, you answered your own you answered the question. Very good. Can you give me the other answer that you would give them where you're like, oh, wait a second, I should answer that question? So Mohammed followed up, and Mohammed says, I didn't answer the question. You realize that after, right? You're like, oh, snap, I didn't answer that question. Yeah, no, exactly. You're right, Mohammed. Good for you. Good for you realizing your mistakes. Okay. Yeah, because the question is how many hours, right? And in this answer, we get that, you have different sleep times, but we have no idea what that is, right? So Mohammed, very clever, realized, oh, wait, no, I didn't answer. By the way, students, in the real exam, if you realize that you're not answering the question, stop yourself. Okay, don't just keep going. Stop yourself and say, oh, my bad, I missed that question. Let me start that again. Usually when I have university, I try to go to bed early and get at least 7 hours to recharge my batteries. But during the weekends, I stay up late playing games with my friends and get only 5 or 6. Okay, so just that little adjustment to make sure that you're answering the question. Now you just bump that score from a 6 to a 9. Okay. So coherence is super important on the IELTS. Coherence means that you're making sense, that you're actually answering the questions, okay? For those high band scores like 7, 8, 9, you really have to pay attention to that. In fact, so much so that even if you make mistakes with vocabulary or grammar, if you're answering the question accurately, you can still get a band 7. But if you're off topic, it's hard. Some examiners will really drop your score for that, okay? Because they don't know if you're just trying to use some memorized answers or what's happening, right? So that's what you need to focus on, okay? All right, students, for the rest of this, let's just do it together through Zoom, and you're going to see more high-level responses, but you'll get a chance to talk to me. So I'm going to drop this Zoom link into the chat. And while you join, I'll start up Zoom. And again, if you're really enjoying this class, visit us at gieltshelp.com, this website here for general IELTS, or aehelp.com. Click the big red button, join the premium version. You only pay once and you get more of these lessons. So highly, highly encourage it. Okay, let me fire up Zoom here for us and get my headset on so I can hear you. And then we'll just jump right into it. Here we go. I'll continue using my camera here on YouTube. You can use your camera on Zoom if you'd like. We'll be able to see you. Up to you. Just pay attention. Make sure you know what's in your camera and who's behind you. Okay. Sure, why not? We'll turn on the AI companion. So let's get you to join, and then you can volunteer. You can put your hand up. We've already got 6 people in, which is fantastic. I'm just going to mute everyone for now so we don't have a lot of confusion and noise. I'll keep an eye out for who's trying to join. I'll keep that on my screen there. Okay. And then put your hand up if you'd like to volunteer. Alexander, why don't you chime in? You've got your hand up nice and quick. Go ahead, unmute yourself, and then we'll try the first few questions. Go ahead, Alexander, if you're there. Just unmute yourself, and let's dive right in. Okay.
Hello, Adrian.
Hi, Alexander. How are you?
As good as can be. How about you?
I am as good as can be, too.
Why? What happened to you?
We lost the World Series, and you know that.
You're still suffering.
Everybody, Alexander's a big sports fan, so he knows what's going on in the world of sports, and a big kind of sad news for Canadians as we just recently lost the World Series.
I have nothing I have no feeling for baseball at all. Just heard that there is
Thankfully, I'm not hugely into baseball either. Okay, Alexander, let's jump into a few questions. Are you ready?
Of course, my pleasure.
Okay, let's do it. So welcome to the speaking section of the IELTS exam. My name is Adrian. I will be your examiner for this part of the test. May I see your identification?
Yes, of course. Here is my passport, which I have used for this test registration. Please have a look for my credentials.
Okay. What is your full name?
My given name is Alexander. My family name is Vladimirov. So please call me Alexander.
Okay, Alexander. For part one, let's talk about sleep. Where do you like to sleep?
I have to admit, yes, I do enjoy sleeping. And as old I am, as more it's enjoyable. And more sleepy I feel, unfortunately, recently. Yeah.
And where do you like sleeping?
Oh, well, the best place for sleeping is on the sea beach or outside during some sunshine. I think it's the best way for sleeping. Or during some movie or sport game. It's not nice.
When do you go to bed?
Recently, I tried to go to bed before 11 p.m. just because it's recommended by modern medicine, which I'm interested to follow. Yeah.
What helps you sleep better?
Well, I should follow some evening routine, so not avoid very heavy dinner or some drinks which could create obstacle for good sleep, like coffee or black tea. So generally, it's most important to be prepared for sleep in a planned way.
Okay, I'm going to stop there, Alexander, and give you a little bit of feedback. Thank you for those answers. I liked how you were concise, so you didn't overspeak for most of these. You kind of kept it siloed. You kept it relatively short, which is not a bad idea for part one. And I think you would probably get like a solid 6.5 to 7 for this, so somewhere between the fluent and good range. Alexander, I do think that your speaking is about a 7.5. In part one, everybody, you really want to get your best English going because it just gets more difficult for part two and part three. So my critique, Alexander, is kind of still the same as what I've had in the past, where I feel like you're not really targeting the question, like you're not just getting right to the question. Students, part one usually is about you. Okay, so the focus, and the reason why it's about you is because the easiest language in most languages, maybe all languages, the easiest language is when you talk about yourself, not about the general public or about general concepts. So part one, I think almost always in the IELTS will be about you. So you're the subject, like how many hours do you sleep in the day, right? Where do you like to sleep? So what helps you sleep better? So really focus on the I, me, my subject answers. Does that make sense, Alexander?
Yes, of course. I thought I followed this rule. I talk only about myself.
A little bit. not completely. Not
New examples. I should make examples again.
Yeah, even more, right? Like, so I asked you, where do you like to sleep? You said, I have to admit, I do enjoy sleeping. As old as I am, the more enjoyable it is. And that didn't answer the question because the question is, where do you sleep? So I repeated the question, and that's what the examiner will do, especially at the beginning. If they feel like you're going off topic or you're not really answering, they'll often just repeat the question question. So they'll say, and some examiners, they're not supposed to, but some examiners will even emphasize a little bit more to give you a hint. So pay attention. They're actually not supposed to do that. They're just supposed to repeat it the exact same. But some examiners might say, where do you go to sleep? So they'll emphasize it. And then you said to that one, Alexander, the best place to sleep is on the beach or outside. So notice how you didn't use the I like to sleep on the beach or outside. You just kind of set it as a general statement, the best place. So so I would recommend there, that's where you should have said, I really enjoy sleeping on the beach, especially on a nice warm sunny day, like an afternoon siesta, or I like falling asleep during a movie. Okay, so that's where you could have gone with that I. And same with the rest of them. So the rest of them, you could have done that a little bit more also. Okay. Try that one more time, Alexander, just for fun. Just answer that question, the where do you like to sleep, with a lot of personal, like I like to sleep on the beach or outside. Okay. And then give me the reasons, because the fresh air makes me feel really good. I get a really good deep sleep. So Alexander, where do you like to sleep?
I prefer to sleep outside during sunshine, just to combine the relax of sleeping and to enjoy health influence of sun. So to let's boost up D3 vitamin influence.
Yeah, repeat after me. I like to feel the warmth of the sun on my skin as I fall asleep.
I'd like to feel a warmth of sun on my skin as I go to sleep.
Yeah, very nice. I can feel that. And that's powerful language, because that's sensory language, right? It's empathetic language. Most of us enjoy that. So so that's really good. So focus on practicing that, like just really, really targeting the I, me, my, and giving those details. Okay, Alexander?
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Have a nice day.
You too, Alexander. Thank you. All right, everybody. Let's give Alexander a big thumbs up. I'm going to do that in the YouTube chat here, because I am always so impressed by all of you for volunteering and showing your English and sharing your English. And you all deserve a pat on the back. Okay, let's try somebody who we haven't talked to in a while. Cal, can you unmute yourself if you're there? Unmute yourself.
Yeah.
Hi, Cal.
Adrian.
How are you doing, Cal? Oh, there you were. I saw you for a second. Good. Yeah.
By the way, can I turn on my camera?
Absolutely. Yeah, turn on your camera. It feels better. We can see you. We can interact more.
Thank you.
Okay. So
prepare. Yeah.
All right. Looks good. Yeah, there you are. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well, I would say so, at least in English. How about you, sir?
Yeah, I'm doing quite well too. Thank you for asking. I got some good sleep last night, I think, which is good. All right. So Cal, keep in mind again, part one, it's about you. So focus on the me, my examples. Are you ready for a question or two?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get straight in.
Okay, let's do this. So what helps you sleep better?
Well, for me, in order to get a better sleep, I usually try to customize my bedroom for that purpose. I would try to turn off all the lights and close the windows in order to block all the noises from the street. Aside from that, I'm always checks the door knob on my rooms to make sure that it's locked and I have an entire private rooms for a good night's sleep. Just yesterday, I had a full hour good night's sleep.
How do you
tend to follow those steps.
How do you feel when you do not get enough sleep?
Well, terrible feelings actually. For me, it's quite annoying to not get enough sleep. Usually, if there's some day when I got 4 hours of sleep, then my body will started to have some symptoms like um, headache and my my attention will be dramatically decreased. For example, just last Saturdays, I was attend a social networking event, and on the Friday night, I didn't get enough sleep. Therefore, on that Saturday networking event, I did a bad job at writing down the main points of the appointment.
Okay, let me just stop with those couple of questions because we have a lot to talk about, or at least a little bit. First of all, good for you. So, Cal, you've got great vocabulary. Okay, your vocabulary is like easily a band 7.58. You have fairly solid grammar, so I think you have a few grammar mistakes here and there, but not bad. Like it's fairly good grammar. I would say it's somewhere around that band 7 range. Your pronunciation's about a band 7. It's fairly good. I understand most words. Coherence is good. You're talking about the question, so very coherent. And your fluency is about a band 6.5 as well. So I think you would get around a 6.5, maybe a 7 with those answers. You have to focus on fluency. So I think just speaking smoother, faster will help you. So lots of practice like this. Okay, so keep practicing. Do you have any speaking partners right now? Like, do you have somebody that you can talk to during the week?
Yes. I had like 4 or 5 close friends that I usually have a talk to for like pretty much 3 times a week, like what we're
Awesome.
doing. But that's one thing is that we usually talk at 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. in the morning. And,
Oh, wow.
like
Okay.
yeah, sometimes I have to go like 2 or 3 night like day night lighter to be sure that goes.
You know what?
By the way,
Keep doing it. If that's what you have, keep doing it. Like just keep doing it, and it's fine. I mean, as long as you're improving, you're young, you've got energy. So keep doing it. It's great, and that's going to pay dividends. It's going to really show in your development. So that's fantastic. I'm super happy to hear that. Okay. So I asked you this question, what helps you go to sleep? You said, well, in order, and then you realized I said, talk about yourself, right? And you said, well, for me, in order to get better sleep. I like how you did that. I like how you suddenly said, well, for me to get better sleep. You said, I tried to customize my bedroom. Okay. Use affirmative language. So try to avoid, or I shouldn't say try to avoid, avoid language that's not affirmative. So affirmative language, everybody means like thinking in a way where you're like, this is what I do. I don't try to do it, I do it, right? So for your answers, speak in this way because again, that's more coherent language. So when you're speaking affirmatively, like this is what I do, this is what I will do, this is what I have done, it's easier to understand the information in any language than when people say, well, I try to do this, or maybe I can do that, or I might do this. That kind of language becomes really confusing sometimes for your listener. So use affirmative language. So instead of saying I try to customize my bedroom, say I customize my bedroom, right? Or a better word here is I arrange my bedroom.
arrange.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I arrange my bedroom for that purpose. I turn off the lights, close my windows to stop the noise from the street.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll not.
So I
Uh,
Yeah. So just repeat after me, Cal. For me, in order to get better sleep, I arrange my bedroom for that purpose. I turn off the lights, close my windows to stop the noise from the streets, and that way I can get a night of good, sound sleep.
yeah. So for me, in order to get a good night's sleep, I usually arrange my bedroom um, by turning off the lights, close the windows um, to block out the noise from the street. Um, Therefore, I can get a good night's sleep.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay, that's great. So that fluently, that's going to be your band-aid start for sure. Okay, very well done. Yeah, so that kind of affirmative language is really good. Very nicely done, Cal. Thank you for chiming in. Keep up what you're doing. You're on the right track, okay?
Yeah, and oh, can I ask you like a question?
Yeah,
Is
of
that okay?
course. Yeah.
Well, like, mm, like, do you think like the IELTS examination for every IELTS, by no IELTS examination through computer, we should turn on our camera so that the examiner can see our body language, like my hands, or should we just keep it only our head?
Very good question.
Like,
Yeah.
just
So
the floating.
yeah, no, it's a very good question. So if you're doing the question everybody was, if you're doing the computer based version of the speaking, do you want the camera to see your hands moving or just focusing on the face? I think using body language is very valuable. Of course, the examiner is not marking your body language, but body language and verbal language are very closely connected in the brain. Literally what I'm doing. It's so funny when you watch some videos on YouTube and there are some like instructors that are saying like don't use body language. They say, oh, don't worry about your body language and eye contact. They're not marking you. But what's really funny, I saw some of those videos, Cal, and I laugh because if you watch them when they're giving you this lesson about you don't have to worry about body language or use body, they're full of body language. Their whole body is moving. They're moving their hands, they're moving their face. And it's like, oh, really? Well, why are you using all that body language to explain this to me, right? So it's like, you just have to pay attention. Right? So body language is so connected with our verbal language that when we close our bodies, when we don't move our hands, our voice goes lower, our voice goes flat. English is not a flat language. So simple answer, Cow. Even if the camera is not showing your body, you should still leave your body to move. So your body should be complementing your verbal language. Yeah. Use your hands, let your body flow, let yourself be expressive. Absolutely. Be yourself, it helps your confidence too. Absolutely. So using your body to complement your language is a very, very good idea. Don't overdo it. Don't don't focus heavily on it, but let your body move. Yeah, absolutely.
Phrases.
Okay.
And one last, I like to say, like, what in one of your videos, I think you have taught us one important point that when you come to a face-to-face meeting with the IELTS examiner, don't just put your hands down in the table like this and like silvering and covering. But instead, you should like put your hands on the table and sit straight, maintain eye contact. If you cannot, you're afraid of looking at the white in the eye, then look at the back of the ear. That would help something.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. Yeah, Cal, absolutely. And a big part of this, students, is confidence. I think a lot of students lose one or two band scores because they're so nervous, they have such little confidence that their brain just stops working for them and they don't give full answers or they give strange answers even. So yeah, having that confidence and body language can help with that. So and yes, absolutely, Cal, that's very true for the IELTS and it's very true for other communication situations like a job interview or giving a presentation in school and so on. It's all the same for that, for sure. Okay.
oh, yeah. So thanks for your time, Sir Adrian. Benedict.
That's right. Thank you. Well, thank you, Cal. Thank you for those questions. Have a fantastic rest of your day.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
Bye for now. All right. Let's give let's give Cal a big thumbs up there. He definitely deserves it. And those are some good questions. Those are questions that a lot of people worry about. Al Sami is saying, thanks for that kind info. So Al Sami really felt that was valuable as well. I'm sure a lot of your peers, yeah. So if you've got a question, some of your peers are probably thinking that as well, right? It's those videos that tell you not to worry about body language. Oh gosh, it's very opposite to interpersonal psychology. Okay, let's take somebody else. So Hissini, Medamin, if you're there, can you unmute yourself, Hissini?
Oh, hello, sir. How are you?
I'm good, Hissini. Were you the one earlier in the chat who answered that question and then realized your own mistake?
Yeah, that was me.
Good for you. Good for you. I mean, realizing your own mistakes is arguably the most important skill in life. So good for you for recognizing that. Yeah, so let's get into it. Are you ready? We're going to go to part 2, Hissini.
Okay.
Sorry, what should I call you? Hissini or Mohammed?
Sini. Everybody calls me that. Sini.
Hissini. Okay. So students, after part 1, the examiner will say that's the end of part 1. Let's go on to part 2. For this part, I will show you some questions. You will have 1 minute to read these, think about your answers, and then you will have 1 to 2 minutes to speak. Is that clear? And you should say, Hissini, yes, it's clear. Okay, if they ask you, is that
yes,
clear?
it's clear.
Yeah, it's clear. Okay, and then the examiner will say, talk about an exercise. So the IELTS speaking students, they say that for a Band 8 or Band 9, it should feel like a natural conversation. So, if the examiner says, how are you doing today? You can say, I'm doing great, thanks. How about yourself? And they will say, I'm good. Yeah, so so there can be that natural element. Okay. So the examiner will say, talk about an exercise you have thought of doing to help you think better. Hissini, can you read these questions?
Yep. What is the activity or the exercise? Where did this idea come from? How can this practice help improve your thinking? What do or did you need to make this idea a reality?
Very nice. Okay. So clearly it's an idea. When you talk about an idea, you need to talk about what it is, right? So describe it. You need to talk about its origin. Where does it come from? They actually ask you that here in the second question. Where does this idea come from? What else do you need? When you want to talk about an idea clearly to another person, Hissini, you should describe it. You should give its origin. What else should you give? What other information?
How often do you practice it?
Yeah, and even before that, that's a part of what I'm just writing. The requirements, yeah. So how often do you need to do it? Do you need any extra tools or materials for it? Do you need other people? How much time do you need for it? So, do you need money for it? So what are the requirements? What does this idea need, right? Okay, and then what else? So you've got describing it, origin, requirements. What else should you include?
When did you learn it? And
it's
where?
instead of thinking about it like a question, Hissini, think about it like a statement. So describe origin, requirements, outcomes. Right? Outcomes are like the results of your idea. So okay, you're doing this idea. What's the results? What's the benefit? What's the change? Right? So the outcomes, and then potentially, if you're really fluent and you're doing a great job, then improvements. Like how do you expect that you can maybe improve this idea in the future? Right? So those. Plus, of course, Hissini, I know you're focusing on the cue card, so it's like you got to answer those questions, right? So yeah, you do.
Yes.
Yeah, so you want to focus on that. Okay, Hissini, what are some ideas that you have had to help you think better?
Like one activity that really helps me think better is meditation.
Okay, yeah, perfect, sure. Meditation. What else? Any other ideas?
Deep breaths, something like practicing how actually I need to breathe. Also, in a physical way, like basketball helped me a lot to think clearly during difficult situation and to react instantly.
Absolutely, very clever, Isini. I mean, some people might say, "Oh, I don't have any ideas. I never thought about that." Well, no, I mean, we all we all do exercises to help us think better, and sports is a big one, right? So sports helps your body to perform better. You have better blood
Yeah.
circulation. Your brain needs good blood circulation. Plus, team sports force you to make
Team sports,
quick decisions,
collaboration.
quick collaboration, quick strategic thinking, quick decision making, right? So there's a lot of benefit to improving your thinking playing sports. Okay, now that you thought about these three ideas, which one do you think you'd want to talk about to the examiner?
I mean, since I'm an
Meditation?
athlete, I'll
Mm-hmm.
feel more comfortable with basketball.
Perfect. You know what? Brilliant. So you started with meditation, but then as you thought more about it, you realized, I think playing basketball is actually going to be the better choice. I agree. Just from what you told me so far, I think you're going to do better. So students, really careful in part two. Hissini's helping us a lot here. Really careful in part two. Don't immediately just decide on one idea and then go with it. I think that's where a lot of students or a lot of IELTS candidates make a big mistake is they get one idea, they don't think of any other ideas for part two, and then they just go with it. But just like here with Hissini, when you think of two or three, sometimes the third idea is like, oh, that's the one. Plus Hissini,
Yep.
in other good news, when we get to part three and talking about exercising the mind, you already have some good ideas. You've thought about meditation, you've thought about breathing techniques, so you can use that information later in part three as
In the
well.
third part.
Exactly,
Okay.
right? So there's huge value in using 10, 15, maybe even 20 seconds to just think of a few different ideas for that part two, right? Okay.
Yes. So,
All right, Hissina, let's do this. So let's talk about this cue card. Remember, describe origin, requirement, outcome, improvements, and then focus on these questions. Think about playing sports, basketball. I'm going to start you off. Are you ready?
yes, sir.
Okay, then talk about an exercise you have thought of doing to help you think better.
One activity that really helps me think better is playing basketball. I usually train around 4 to 5 times a week, um, either with my team or alone. Since I've been playing for several years, it has become an essential part for my routine. Basketball helps me think clearly, and it helps me also to reduce stress and to think instant and cope with difficult situations. It also improves my stamina during difficult moments. Apart from that, it when I'm feel like overwhelmed by my study or personal issues, like I usually go to play basketball to just boost my mood. I enjoy it not only because it keeps me physically fit, but um, but also because it challenged my brain to stay like alert and react quickly.
Okay,
Uh,
2 minutes is up. I'll stop you there, and then we'll go on to part three. Sorry, I wasn't timing that. Maybe it was just a minute. But the good news is
okay.
you're going to get a really good band score. So with that answer, you're on like a band 8, band 9 track. Okay, it's exactly what
Mhm.
the examiner wants. You're focusing on sport, but you're making it very clear to the examiner that the reason you're talking about this is because it helps your mind. It helps you in challenging situations. It helps you calm your mind when you're feeling overwhelmed. So it's really helping you to think better. It's a brilliant answer. You're going to get a very, very good score. Okay.
Thanks,
Um,
sir.
I love your use of correlative conjunctions, students. It's something to learn from Hissini, absolutely. Notice how Hissini says, I play either with my team or alone. So the requirements, right? And
Mhm.
then you used another one here. You said, I enjoy it not only because it keeps me fit, but also because it challenges my brain to stay alert. Love that use of that correlative conjunction, really emphasize the language. The examiner's catching those, and you're getting marks for sure. Okay, so very well done, Hissini.
So,
The one tip, Hissini, because you're so fluent and you have so many good ideas, is make sure that you also try to tackle these questions as quickly as possible in the first 90 seconds. Okay.
all right.
Okay. I think you did. I think you did kind of answer these questions in this case. So, but really just target them. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Hissini, brilliant. Love it. Love that self-reflection. It's brilliant. Thank you so much for chiming in. Have a great rest of the day.
Thank you, sir.
Students, let's give Hissini a big thumbs up. That was fantastic. And see, students, like a lot of people wouldn't think of sports as their first reaction to this part 2, but then when you think sports, you're like, of course, right? There are lots of different ways to exercise the mind. It doesn't have to be an actual cognitive task like doing flashcards or playing some kind of puzzle games like Sudoku or chess, right? It can be something else. So it can be a different activity. So very well done. Big thumbs up there from me as well. Big thumbs up in the chat there too. Okay, great. Let's take somebody else. Let's look to someone else for a little bit of speaking here. Adib, are you there?
Yes, sir. Hello, sir. How are you?
I am good. How are you doing, Adib?
I'm doing well, sir.
Awesome.
First, let me thank you, sir.
Okay, you sound a little muffled, but I can hear you. I can hear you all right. It's all good. Okay.
No problem.
Okay, Adib, let's jump to part 3. So the examiner after part 2 will say that is the end of part 2. Now, even if, so Adib, even if you're like, oh, why is Adrian jumping to part 2 or part 3? I really wanted to do part 2, maybe even practiced. Adib, it's okay. Students, part 2 helps part 3. Do you get what I'm saying, Adib?
Yes, I know that, sir.
Okay, so like, for example, if Hissini were here and I said, what are different ways, this is the part 3 question, what are different ways that people keep their minds in good health? So what Hissini would say, Hissini should say, well, aside from physical exercise like basketball, what I do all the time, some other ways are like mind games, like puzzles, right? So you can use that part 2 to tie into part 3. And examiners really like that kind of connection between thoughts. Okay. So Adib, pretend like you already talked about part 2. For part 2, what would be your answer? So Adib, for part 2, what would be your topic? What would you talk
So
about?
it would be, the same as like Hasini
Yep.
about exercise.
And what sport do you play?
So I don't play any sports, but sometimes I like swimming in
Okay.
the pond.
Yep, swimming is great. Swimming is a great exercise for the mind, being in the water, disconnecting and letting your mind feel free. Absolutely. So Adib, keep that in mind, okay? I'm going to ask you the part 3 question. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then let's talk more about exercising the mind. What are different ways that people keep their minds in good health?
There is various kind of ways that people keep their minds fresh, but I prefer swimming. Am I right, sir? I mean, that's how I start.
Good question. I like how you kind of stopped yourself. You're like, is that what I'm going for? No, I do it a little bit differently. So I would just pretend like I already did part 2 because you're here. So I would start with, besides physical exercise, like swimming for me,
Beginner, that's
there,
why I know much of it. I mean, about these speaking tips. Tips, and this is the first time for me talking with foreigner. That's why I'm so nervous. I feel nervous.
yeah. Yeah, no, and don't worry about it. It's all good, right? We're all here together. So, and it was a good question, Adib. So I would start like this, Adib, and you can start like this. So start like this with me and then continue. So besides physical exercise, like swimming is for me, there are a couple of other ways to keep the mind improving, such as, and then continue. Okay, so try it one more time. What are the different ways that people keep their minds in good health?
Besides swimming, let me talk in my way. So, besides swimming, there are many ways to keep our mind fresh, like walking in the morning, early morning. So I wake up in early in the morning about 5 a.m. So it's very cold here now in my place. Um, I walk around 30 to 40 minutes to refresh my mind. Get start fresh.
Some
Why is
people
that?
believe that a healthy body leads to a healthy mind. Do you agree with this? Why or why not?
Uh, yes, sir, I agree with this. But, if you want to continue, sir, I'm finishing the lecture. So pardon me, I beg your pardon, sir.
Okay, don't worry about it. I'm here to help. And students, if you're a little bit nervous when you're volunteering, that's totally okay. Adib, I'm so glad that you're here, and that's how you overcome that fear. So always think answer, explanation, example. So you said, yes, sir, I agree with this, because the brain is a part of the body and needs good health and good blood circulation to function well. This is scientifically proven.
So I'll do it, sir,
Yeah.
from
So
next class, sir.
yeah, one more time. Some people believe that a healthy body leads to a healthy mind. Do you agree with this?
Yes, sir, I totally agree with this because brain is a part of our body. So if our body stay healthy, then our brain does.
Then our brain works well. Yeah. Can you just repeat after
And
me? This is scientifically proven.
this is scientifically proven.
And I can feel it in my personal life.
And I can feel it in my personal life.
Okay, that's it. That's all. Just that nice kind of straight answer. Very good. Adib, you're doing amazing. Thank you so much for volunteering. And I think your band score is actually around a band 7. And if you get over your nervousness and you're a little bit more fluent, I think you can be a 7.5, maybe even an 8. You have good English, so don't worry so much. You have good English. You have good English. Okay?
I'm a beginner and now I'm practicing well. So
Yeah.
should be safe.
Yeah, nice fluency, Adib. Focus on answer, explanation, example. So nice fluency, but you have good English, so keep it up, okay?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay,
That's my
thank
leave.
you, Adib. Thank you. All right, students, I'm going to end our Zoom session there. And Aisha, I see your answers in the chat. That's so awesome. Students, even if you're not the one volunteering or answering, you're always welcome to put your answers in the chat like Aisha just did. Aisha gave us some more really nice thoughts. So Aisha said people read books, solve puzzles, learn new skills to keep their minds sharp, pick up hobbies, right? Like new kinds of hobbies. In my opinion, reading is the most effective because it improves focus, vocabulary, and imagination all at once. I love it. That's a great answer, Aisha. Okay. Aisha says, yes, I agree. Physical exercise improves blood flow to the brain and reduces stress, but it's not always enough. Mental health also needs emotional support and good sleep. Oh my goodness. Aisha, did you just connect part 1 to part 3? 2 huge thumbs up coming out at you. I didn't even notice that, but that's brilliance. And that kind of brilliance is rewarded. Students, when you can connect all parts of the speaking like that in a natural way, the examiner's going, wow, this person is an expert user of language. With English, probably in their own language too. Okay, so very good. An expert needs that kind of thinking, and that's why you want to stay calm. Students, these are all good tips for your upcoming speaking exam as well. Exercise, maybe go for a nice swim the day before your IELTS speaking test, or go for a jog, a run, play a little bit of basketball. Get yourself a good night's sleep. Wake up early, go to the exam early. Be you, be confident, be awesome and amazing, and you'll get a great score. And if you want to have more classes like this, go to aehelp.com and gieltshelp.com. Sign up for our premium version of our course, and you get 2 extra live classes each week. Okay, absolutely worth it. Thank you, Carolina. for moderating and for helping out in this class and sharing. That was really, really good. Premium students, Aisha, everybody, tomorrow, task 2 writing, also very interactive like this through Zoom. And these are the websites, ahelp.com, glshelp.com. Click these big red buttons. You're good to go. Thank you so much to all the volunteers. Really well done. Your bravery inspires me. Okay, so Adib, your bravery is an inspiration to me today. Everybody else who volunteered and came back, Cow, those questions, fantastic. Okay, really good. Hissini, recognizing your own mistakes. Alexander, giving us fresh perspectives, like don't just thinking about sleeping at night, but sleeping during the day, a nice siesta, a nice nap. Love those myself. Awesome. Everybody has brilliance to contribute. So volunteer, keep it up. I'm Adrian. I'm signing out from Victoria here in Western Canada. Much love to all of you wherever you are in the world. Bye.